Hello, my name is Chris Ekpekurede. I'm an engineer, a publisher of several books that I've written, and also an elder in the Church of Christ. I welcome you to my channel today. You see, some time ago, this will probably be about 2 years or so ago, I invited an electrician to my house to carry out some maintenance work. A rather skilled electrician. And we got talking. And you know what he said to me? His immediate and urgent ambition was to get out of Nigeria to South Africa or some other country, anywhere far away from Nigeria, just to get out of the country. And before then, one morning, my tailor woke me with a heavy knock on my gate. In fact, I thought there was an emergency. You know what he wanted? He wanted some money to get a Nigerian passport to help him emigrate to Canada. I sat him down and I let him know that that project he was pursuing was beyond getting a Nigerian passport. I'm not too sure whether he left me understanding what I had told him, but he did leave. Now, all across the nation, the common aspiration of the average youth is to get out of Nigeria, to go to other places. Yet, they lack an important understanding of the fact that the places they seek to go to offer no beds of roses. Now, in 2021, more than 3,000 people perished trying to cross the Mediterranean Sea and the Atlantic to get into Europe for a better life. Many of them were Nigerians. In fact, in 2018 alone, about 700 Nigerians perished in this endeavor. You see, these people have become like the proverbial 4 lepers in the Bible, who one morning chose to leave where they were to go to the enemy territory. They reckoned that if they stayed where they were, they would die of hunger. If they risked going into the enemy's camp, perhaps they would be killed, but there was also a chance that they would survive. You see, that stalked these lepers, just as frustration stalks many Nigerian youths today. They had to make a choice. And you know what? Our youths continue to make dangerous choices today, some with guns. Herdsmen no longer wield staffs to move their cows. No, they wield guns. Yusuf Dati Baba Ahmed opines that in 2015, the closest illegal firearm was about 20 kilometers away from the average Nigerian. Today, an illegal AK-47 is only 2 kilometers away from you. 2 kilometers. A rough estimate puts the death of Nigerians from illegal guns at 37,000. And the Punch newspaper reports that nearly 14 billion was paid to kidnappers as ransom over a period of 11 years in Nigeria. And that's more than the annual budget of some countries around the world. These are only the ransoms that are disclosed, because many are paid in secret. They are not reported. You see, nearly 80 million Nigerians live on less than 400 naira a day. 400 naira. That's about half a loaf of bread. If you are privileged, you can't understand what that means. What about their shelter? What about other living needs like Medicare? With no work, no food, no security of life, nearly half of Nigerians wake up every morning hoping it's not their last day alive. That's what is driving the dangerous thoughts of our youths. That is why they want to live at all cost. How long shall we allow incompetent and uncaring leaders to fool us? How long? Well, if the foregoing facts don't bother you, you can vote the way you like come 2023. But you must remember that in the last 8 years, a lot of damage has been done to us as a nation. Bear that in mind. Now, also bear in mind that in the next 8 years, it is possible to set Nigeria on the course of revival once again. It's all a matter of whose hands we allow Nigeria's destiny to be in. Now, several decades ago, Chief Obafemi Awolowo prophesied, probably going to 40 years ago, that a time was going to come when the masses of Nigerians from north to south, Christians, Muslims, animists, will join hands to fight the oppression, the injustice, the corruption, the election rigging that is prevalent in the land. Now, judging from the outrage being expressed around the country, judging from the million-man marches being organized from city to city across Nigeria, it seems to me that that time has actually come. The clock is ticking. The clouds are gathering. Now, I am convinced that President Muhammadu Buhari lacks the wherewithal to bail us out of the tight corner that we are in as a nation. In fact, my reading of his body language is that he has given up altogether. Thank God he lives our lives in less than a year from now. But as he prepares to leave, I want to appeal to men and women, Nigerians of goodwill, who have access to this man, to encourage him to position himself on the right side of history. Let's go beg him to organize free and fair elections next year. That is the best parting gift he can leave for Nigerians, and that will etch his name in gold. If President Buhari has any wisdom, if he has the tiniest patriotism left in him, if President Buhari still has the fear of God, he will do this for us. He will do it even if it's a matter of life and death, no matter whose ox is God. After all, what is wrong with dying for the nation that you choose to lead? What's wrong? He must summon the courage to do just what is right. You see, Nigeria is in a bad place right now. Anybody who aspires to lead this country, any man, any woman, must be prepared to die for her. If Buhari doesn't do this, it will be disastrous for this country. It will. We just must have the right set of leaders for this country come 2023. Period. It's a non-negotiable ideal, I tell you. Now, let me tell you the type of leaders that Nigerians don't need going forward. We don't need leaders who emerged clutching the party prizes they purchased from the bazaars they call their party primaries. How can such leaders serve our best interest? Doesn't common sense tell us that if they get to office, their first priority will be to recover all the monies they have spent? And we are talking about huge sums of money here. The amounts involved are mind-boggling. In fact, they border on the criminal. They will try to recover their finances and extend the effort throughout their tenure because of the amounts of money involved. We don't need a president, nor do we need governors who will ride in arrogant convoys and shoot the people who voted for them out of the road with their loud sirens. No. Nigerians don't need a president, leaders who will pay inducements to terrorists in order to pacify them. Think of it. Can you pacify the devil? How much inducement are you going to pay to a blackmailer to get him off your back? Don't we even think? Nigerians need leaders who will lead simple lives. Leaders who will identify with the plight of the commoner. Not leaders who will live larger than the prevalent reality around them. You see, as Peter Obi said, Nigeria needs leaders who have conscience, leaders who command trust. Nigerians do not need a leader whose understanding of the economy is less than elementary. They do not need a leader whose knowledge of economics and wealth creation is limited to borrowing and borrowing. Mindless borrowing can only lead the borrower to bankruptcy. Nigerians do not need a leader who cannot submit himself to intellectual debates. Nigerians do not need a leader who is physically impaired and mentally hung up. You see, the task of governing 200 million people requires considerable physical and mental energy. They do not need a leader who is aloof, a leader who does not talk to them because he doesn't know what to say. Nigerians want a leader whose voice inspires hope at dawn and whose voice offers comfort at dusk. Now, when you look at the political landscape today and watch the gladiators who are vying for power, which of them comes close enough to the requirements we need of the Nigerian future? Which of them? When you cast aside religious sentiments, when you cast aside tribal sentiments, when you make room for an altruistic love for the nation called Nigeria, when you make room for patriotism amongst the Lord, what choice is there really to make? Well, I won't hide my feelings. The person who comes closest to the kind of leader we need come next year is no other than Peter Obi. Despite all of these things, I know that some people will still vote next year based on the personal gain they have made out of the current rotten system. What kind of a person are you when all your pursuit is limited to personal gain, to the detriment of larger society? What kind of a person are you? Listen, the choice that you make February 2023 will either acquit you before God or leave the blood of innocent people, innocent citizens, in your hands. And that blood will cry out for vengeance. Well, me, I don't talk my own. That's it for today. I want you to subscribe to this channel and hit the like button. And please share this video because we need to enlighten our people. Thank you. See you next time.